Hello, Niner Faithful. What a game. Holy shit. Stressful is not the fucking word, bro. Stressful is an under fucking statement. So, just make you all laugh. I'm on the East Coast, and I was watching the Jet game before this. And I live with some Jet fans, of course. And that shit was straight up stressful watching that one, too. Between Pittsburgh and the Jets, and watching how Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns. Looks like the old Aaron Rodgers, if you ask me, man. But, going from stressful game into stressful game, dude, look, to be honest with you, I think this is about how we all expected it was going to be. It's the first game of the season. It's a new regime for the most. There's a lot of new faces. Robert Saleh, Brant Boyer, Jake fucking Moody. Let me just stare at the camera for a minute after I say that. Jake fucking Moody. I don't know what else to fill in after that, but I don't know, man. I ain't got nothing. Anyway, look, it's a win. Who gives a shit? I don't care. It's a win. It's a win for Saleh. It's a win for the new regime. We only gave up 13 points. We held Darnell in check. Jackson Najiba Smith went off. Other than the touchdown by the goal line, second half we kind of crunched down on Walker and Charbonnet. Let's just talk about the positives and the negatives. That's all you really can do. First of all, like I said, it's a win. What were the positives? Positives were, thank God, that McCaffrey made it through the game without getting injured. Looked pretty good for the most part. Didn't have superstar-like numbers, but you don't have to. What do you have, 69 yards on the ground? I mean, we'll get to the stats in a little bit, but I like what I saw. I have nothing wrong with what I saw offensively. Okay? I have nothing wrong with what I saw offensively. The offensive line looked fine. Played great, gave up 1 sack. Okay? I thought even when Colby filled in, he didn't do too bad. Other than that, I got no problem with that offensive line. I liked what I saw. I liked that they got Robinson in there. I liked the way McCaffrey played. I think if Kittle would have been able to play in the game more in the second half, we would have beaten them by more. Although, let me say this, very impressed with Farrell and Tongas. First of all, Farrell blocked his ass off. Tongas made a huge catch when it came to it. So, hey, obviously we know they're not George Kittle, but I'll take it. How about the passes to fucking Juice? I had to do a double check. They just throw the ball deep to Juice? What the fuck? That was nice for a change. How about I hate to be that guy. I'm not that guy. But I did say in a couple of my posts, remember Purdy to Pearsall. Okay? Pearsall's a player. I don't care what anybody says. I've seen enough. Pearsall's a player. Yeah, baby. Juice, baby. Right? K. Grissard. That's what we've been preaching for the last 4 years. Throw the ball to fucking Juice, man. He's a wide receiver out of the backfield. He was in Baltimore. Make use of that guy. Make use of him. Don't just use him as a bruiser. Throw him the ball. Well, I was happy to see that. So, Pearsall is a player. That's it. All the doubters and haters can say whatever they want. I've seen enough Pearsall as a player. Okay? What else? Protection was good. Let's talk about Purdy. Okay? I had a problem with the second interception. He forced that. That was a force. Double coverage. I mean, to complete that would have had to have taken a few things, but I didn't care for that pass at all. The first one I could live with. First one I could live with. Other than that, I thought he had a great game. I mean, that last touchdown, fuck, how the hell did he find Tongas in the back of the end zone? You know, I don't know. I don't know how he found him, but I'll take it. Almost a 300-yard game for Purdy. Used his feet. Step up in the clutch. Won a game from behind. I got nothing. Again, I like what I saw on offense. I didn't expect this to be a high-scoring game. Hey, look, I'll say this much. That may not be a great Seattle team, but they didn't play bad at all today. They got some weapons. They really do. Najee Smith is legit. Charbonnet and Walker are legit. Other than that, I mean, their offensive line was okay. Their defense was hungry. Looked pretty good to me. I don't know how far they're going to go. I don't see them going majorly far with Sam Darnold. I mean, Darnold didn't have knockout numbers, but for the most part, he did exactly what Darnold does. But just go by. How long did we hold the ball? Had to be almost 40 minutes, man. Only 17 points off of 40 minutes. You know what? In another world, if you're going to be very analytical about that and kind of average out the points per the minutes, they may have failed. I don't give a shit. This isn't baseball. I don't give a shit. I just want the win. That's all I give a shit about. I just want the win. As I'm sure all you feel the same way. We got a W. That's all that matters. We beat a division rival. That's all that matters. We went into that fucking shithole and beat them. That's hard to do. With those obnoxious fucking 12th man bullshit. I hate Seattle, man. But pretty good coach team by McDonald, man. Got to give him that. Yeah, Grayson. Okay. Let's talk about the negative, all right? Oh, fuck me, man. Fuck me. I think I said fuck me like 3-4 times when Jake Moody missed the field goal. I must have said it more. I think I repeated, fuck me, Jake Moody. Fuck me, Jake Moody. Fuck me, Jake Moody. I mean, like, what are the odds that he hits the fucking upright? Oh, God. Fucking guy. The block field goal, I can't blame that on him. Dude on Seattle jumped like he was, you know, the bionic fucking man made that block. That's just a good play. I think the thing that was interesting was the frustration it caused on the sidelines, if you caught that, because Shanahan looked fucking pissed. So did some of those other plays. I don't know if you guys were hearing it, but I was getting updates. I don't know what was on ESPN or somewhere else, maybe on Instagram. They're saying there are reports that there are arguments on the sideline or some shit. Frustration is growing over Moody's misses. Yeah, well, no fucking shit. Because I'll tell you this much. We lose that game, we're going back to the same thing we said last year. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Get rid of this fucking guy. Get rid of this fucking guy. I mean, to be honest with you, I was surprised that the team got rid of Greg Joseph so early as a kicker. And listen, while I'm a Shanahan fan, he's saying directly after the game, there will be no movements for Moody. He is the kicker. Okay, that's fine because you got a W. But what happens again when this comes back to, are we really going to put this in his hands again? Because the kid looks shaky. Yeah, that's one thing about Kyle I agree with, K. Grissar, is that it's like, dude, I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know what you're waiting for with this guy. I mean, how much did he blow you away in college or in the I don't get it. How much did he blow you away that he impressed you that, you know, he was going to turn into this Sebastian Janikowski-like kicker? Shit, at this point, I'll take a lot of other kickers that I could name. But what did this guy do to that they cut Greg Joseph so quick in preseason? I mean, you know, you're shanking it to the upright. I don't know. I really don't know. San Francisco, do me a favor. John Lynch, please do me a favor. Kyle Shanahan, love you guys more than life itself. Do me a favor. Bring in another kicker, please. please bring in another kicker and just give this kid competition all week. Even if you don't use the guy come game time, let somebody battle it out with Moody, please. Because we got away with, I don't want to say we got away with one. We won a deserving win today, but look, if he makes those other 2 field goals, that game is over long before it's over. We're up 10. It's 23-13, game over. We're not even talking about anything else. We go home. Win, victory, over. But fucking Moody, bro. Like I said, first field goal's on him. Second field goal, I can't blame him for. Third one he gets. Okay, but we're not going to deal with that all year. There's no way. I can't see them dealing with that all year. I'm sure that there are guys on this team that were like, okay, last year was one issue. The year before that was an issue in the Super Bowl. Last year's another thing. Here we are. There's no way we're going to ride that for 3 years. There's no way any team can do that. So they either need to bring in another kicker or kickers to challenge him to just, I don't know, to give them some different ideas, or you need to cut him and sign somebody else right away, because I don't know what it is with this guy that they believe in. I don't know. I really don't know. I'd like to hear the press conference on how he feels about that field goal. And, he pulled it so far to the left. It wasn't even like it was a far field goal. But like I said, bottom line is we got a W. I liked what I saw out of Purdy, of course. Kittle was on fire. Ricky Pearsall is a legit player. McCaffrey looked good. Robinson looked good. Juice looked great. Offensive line looked great. They only gave up 1 sack. Let's talk about the defense. Okay. So, first half, I think there had to be a couple of adjustments that happened after the first half, I should say, because I felt that they were getting run on too much. And they obviously weren't generating enough pressure on Sam Darnell. Second half, I thought they really tightened things up all over the field. I thought the defensive backfield had a great game, despite a lot of things. I thought they had a really good game. I thought D. Winters played hard. D. Winters showed up. Siegel came to play, right? Forced some fumbles. And lo and behold, Mr. Bosa comes through. I'll take it. Do we have to improve on defense? Yes. But the good thing is, this is Robert Saleh's defense with some young and inexperienced guys. This is Saleh's defense now. It's a lot different if it was Wilkes' defense. It's a lot different, if it was somebody else's defense. This is Saleh. So I feel a lot happy with this defense in Saleh's hands. I thought that they could have stopped the run a little more in the first half. I thought they could have really put a lot more pressure on Darnell. But this is something that's going to have to come through experience. This is something that's going to have to come as the season goes on. And thank God for the schedule we have. But again, we all know that no schedule is relatively easy. But could be a lot worse. But it's a win. 17-13 against a division rival. Look, anytime you can get a dub on opening day up in Seattle, in the memory of the song, "Whoa, take the money and run." Who gives a fuck about anything else? Come home and decide what's going on. But they really got to have a conversation on special teams. Special teams, Brant Boyer. Okay, obviously the blocked field goal is a problem. What's going on there? Is that dude just a bionic man jumping over fucking linemen and making the block? I mean, I thought also on some kickoffs and some punts, we gave up a little too much yardage. It's another area that we can't have fuck-ups in. But again, at the end of the day, it's a W. I don't want to contradict myself at all. I don't want to overtalk what doesn't need to be overtalked. You know what I mean? It's a W. And if I was a 49er, that's the first and most foremost thing I give a shit is I go to that press conference. Hey, we got a W. Everything else we talk about after this is after this, but I'll take the W and let's go home. Kittle did exit with a hamstring injury. I have not gotten any updates on that. I don't know if anybody else has. He looked pretty good on the sidelines. He looked like he was mobile and moving around. It wasn't something that required a whole bunch of medical attention, thank God. So maybe it's just a strain. But again, let's go over some stats and just break down some numbers. Purdy, 26 of 35, 277, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked once. Like I said, the second interception I had a problem with. Other than that, I thought he played fine. Christian McCaffrey, 69 yards on 22 carries. Brian Robinson Jr., 33 on 9. Purdy, 17 on 5. Okay, moderate, but for McCaffrey, I think moderate is just fine, given that he was dealing with the calf injury to some extent all week. His longest run of the night was 13. Again, it was going to be one of those games in the trenches. I'll take it. Ricky Pearsall, 4 catches, 108 yards, continuing where he left off last season. His longest was 45. McCaffrey, 9 catches, 73 yards, doing what McCaffrey does. Kyle Juszczyk had 2 catches for 32 yards. Kittle, 4 for 25 and a touchdown. Juwan Jennings, who was, to my extent, he was a little bit invisible in this one. 2 catches, 16 yards, and I'm not putting blame on him. Jake Tongas, 3 catches, 15 yards, and a touchdown, filling in for George Kittle. Luke Farrell, a catch for 4 yards. Brian Robinson, a catch for 4 yards. Let's see. On the defensive side of the ball, Fred Warner led the way with 8 tackles, 1 for loss. Nick Bosa had 6, 3 tackles for loss, and the quarterback hit at the end. Nice play at the end, the fumble. Rookie Marquise Seigel, 6 tackles. Came up big in this one for us, man. Another one with a tackle for a loss. Jason Pinnock, Renardo Green, and Luke Gifford with 4 tackles. Jordan Elliott with 3. And then we have a whole bunch of 2s and a whole bunch of 1s. Only were able to get 2 quarterback hits. That's something that we're really going to have to build on and improve if we expect to do a lot of damage in this league, because we're going to have to put more pressure on the quarterback for sure. Nick Bosa comes up with the big sack at the end. Can always count on Bosa. Again, it is what it is. It's a win. It's a win, man. That's all that really matters right now. We'll break down some team stats real quick, which are very, very interesting. Made me blink a couple times. 49ers had 24 first downs to Seattle 16. Most importantly, let's see. Our 384 yards to their 230. And we outran them 119 to 84. What does the rule say? Rule of thumb. Anytime we hold an opponent under 100 yards on the ground, we win. Hello, my friend. ABDCMC is a shell of himself. Trading Mason was bad. Carly, 49ers. I disagree with you. I thought Mac looked good out there. I thought for what he had been through last year and the supposed injury that he had, I only say supposed because we said it was a calf. It was a calf injury, but we don't know to the extent of what exactly, in terms of severity. Look, he caught 9 passes and he ran for whatever he ran for. I don't think it was him. I thought that he did exactly what that. I'm happy with that game. I'll take it. He had 69 yards on the ground. Third down, we were 7 of 14. Not bad. Fourth down, 2 for 2. Most importantly, for me, it was. Where is it? Yeah, we held them under 8 for 84 yards. Okay, he has the problem. 9 penalties for 61 yards. You can't give up. You can't have 9 penalties. Okay? They only had 4 penalties for 30 yards, but he has the biggest statistical number of the game. We held the ball for 37 minutes and 58 seconds to their 22 minutes and 2 seconds. So the game plan worked, if that was the game plan. We held the ball longer than they did. We really should have had 23 points. And on defense, we held them in check. Why is Isaac not involved? CMC is also that right side is hollow. Okay, so this is interesting, I think, Collie 49ers, because obviously when two people watch a game, they never really see the same thing. And again, your thoughts and opinions are what they are. I mean, you know, what you see is what you see, what I see is what I see, and sometimes we'll agree, sometimes we'll disagree. Thank you for, by the way, being part of this live feed. I always appreciate you and everybody else. So I didn't have a problem with the way the offensive line played today. I thought it was stable. I thought they held for the most part. I thought there were times that it seemed to me that Seattle's defense was just a little bit of a step faster, shutting down some of the holes. Although I thought Dominic Pooney played pretty good until he got shaken up, but was able to hold. I thought Colby filled in well for the short amount of time he did. So I don't see what you're seeing there. I don't see CMC not being himself. I think it's going to take some time for him to rev it up to what he was, but I liked what I saw at him. I mean, he ran for 69 yards and caught 9 passes. I don't know what else he could have possibly have done. Again, I'm more concerned about the Moody situation. The possession of the ball, but you have to score setting for a field goal. I agree with you, 100%. See what I'm saying? We agree for sure. Yeah, man. Look, if this is the way it's going to be all season, where hey, look, and again, if we can grind a win out of this, I'll take it every game. I don't give a shit. You don't have to score 60 points a game to win. But at the same time, if you're going to put the hands of fate in Moody's foot, I got a problem with that, because it's fine that you were supportive of him, Shanny. I love Shanny. It's fine you're in support of him. I get it. That's respect to you getting your players back. But let's be a little bit more pragmatic about this. If this continues to happen, this has already been an issue. It is an issue. It is an issue. And I don't know whether it's mental. I don't know whether it's physical. I don't think it had to do with his injury from last year. It's a brand new year. He shanked that one today. The second one gets blocked. It's not his fault. He did get a third one. I will give him that. But it's already set here now for us. We're looking for it. And I think the most important thing is there's frustration on the sidelines. There's frustration in the fan base, because I don't feel comfortable with this guy kicking fucking game winners. And I was praying to God that it would not come down to a Moody field goal, because I don't have faith in it. And look, I think even if he has himself a solid season, which I hope he does, there's still going to be that uncertainty about him. It's going to take a long time. It's different for kickers than it is for a lot of other positions, because their opportunities are so little. And when they're squandered, how much longer can you hold on? How much longer can you say, "Hey, look, man, I can't back you anymore"? You know, you're blowing the games. Why is ego killing? Shanahan has to get rid of Moody. Remember the Super Bowl that missed extra point? Yeah, I mentioned that a few minutes ago. Exactly, you're 100% right. I don't think it's ego with Shanahan. I want to believe that he really believes in these guys, and you know, he wants to give them an opportunity. And look, I'm all for that. I get it. But I just feel that, look, this is season 3 for Moody, okay? Season 2 wasn't so bad, except for the Super Bowl extra point, which we all remember. Season 2 was an absolute disaster last year. How many games he fucking blew. And now there's season 3, and it's starting on shaky ground. Now, the only thing he can do to really resurrect himself is just kick the living shit out of the ball from this point on. Kick some game winners, be clutch, and, you know, like anything else in life, be consistent and you shall be redeemed. But again, that's going to take a long time. It's really going to take a long time, because even then, we're still going to be talking about, well, it is Moody if we're in the playoffs, when we're in the playoffs, and it comes down to him winning the game. We're all going to say the same fucking thing, but it's Moody. So I propose that they get Greg Joseph back. They get another kicker right away. 2 kickers. Challenge the shit out of this guy. That should be the main focus. If I'm Shanahan and, I'm watching the game a lot different than Shanahan is, of course. He's a professional head coach. But we definitely need receiver help. Well, Carly, good point, but I think given the fact that there's no Ayuk, obviously, and no Robinson. I'm totally blanking on the. I'm sorry. My brain is like I got Moody on the brain. See what this fucking guy did to me, bro? Ruined my whole fucking day, or almost did. If they would have lost that game, I would have went in my room and fucking hid under my bed. Demarcus Robinson, rather. I think once those two come back, they're going to be solid. Jennings, I don't think any of us expected to really ball out today. He could have been a little rusty. But I think that Russell Gage Jr. should be able to solidify that position for now. I could be wrong, but losing Kittle didn't help at all. I hope that it was just this one game. Because, again, I think Pearsall is a player. I saw a different Ricky Pearsall today, man. That did not look like the guy who, came along after his unfortunate accident last year. He looked like the guy. He didn't even look like the guy at the end of the season. He looks like a different player. I can already tell the injuries are going to be a problem like last year. I hope not, man. I mean, Kittle went down. Pooney went down. Pooney did come back. I don't know about the defensive side of the ball. I didn't see anybody shaking up there too much. I think. Look, other than Jackson Najib Smith, I thought that the defensive backfield did a good job. Oh, speaking of, stats. I just wanted to break down some of the Seahawks stats as well. Yeah, Darnell, 16 to 23 for 150. That's moderate. He only averaged 6.5 yards, 6.5 yards per throw. Why are we so soft injury prone? Dude, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Are we injury prone, or is it just a really rough game, which we all know it is, or we just don't have the luck of the draw? I mean, I really don't know. I wish I knew myself. Because sometimes there are other games that I'm watching, and this problem is not happening. So I don't know. It's a good question, though. Charbonnet only had 47 yards. He only averaged 3.9. Walker only had 20. The first half of them running the ball was nowhere near as good for them as it was in the as bad as it was in the second half. We shut that shit down. Their one main cog was Jackson Najib Smith, 9 for 124, and that's it. Cooper Kupp was quiet. Everybody else was quiet. They didn't do jack shit. They didn't show me shit on offense. Their defense, this Julian Love is an animal. 10 tackles, 1 sack, and a quarterback hit, and a tackle for a loss. But we only gave up 1. Hey, look. I think Freezy, we should play a quarter, and practice should be hitting like Harbaugh era. Well, it's funny you mention that. Coach Harbaugh seems to have that Charger team on the right page. I mean, we all expected that. Look, Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in football and could go down potentially when and if he wins a ring as one of the greatest coaches in football as a complete, because the man has coached on all levels, and he's always had success. And with all due respect, with all love and respect for Shanahan, I think in hindsight, as again, it's 2020, and it doesn't matter at this point. But when you look at things from a bird's eye view, in hindsight, the move they made to shit on Harbaugh was the worst move that could have been for this franchise in the most current years. Thank God we were able to rebound from that. But all things being said, it's a win. Next week it's what? New Orleans. So Harbaugh believes in solidifying the line like McKivitz needs to go. I don't mind McKivitz. McKivitz reminds me of oh my God, I was saying this the other day, man. You get two McKivitz. You get the McKivitz that I'll say is solid, and then you get the McKivitz that's a little bit, his numbers. We'll say this. I think he's outplayed the way he was looked at when he came into the league. I think he's definitely better than people expected him to be. I don't know how long it's going to last because he's in a contract year. So he's going to have to ball out for sure. Cali 49ers can't take anybody lightly at all. Can't take anybody lightly, especially not a New Orleans team with a healthy Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, and now that Juwan Johnson finally fucking decided to get turned on like a flashlight. What do you have, 7 catches for 70 yards? I mean, he was supposed to be the next big phenom just from his size and his athletic ability as tight end. But you can't take anybody lightly. Look, this is how I see things, and I said it a couple times. I see us as winning 11 to 12 games, okay? But I see us starting slow and eventually gaining momentum into the season. And that's exactly what today looks like. We started slow. We gained momentum. We won. Okay? That's how I see this going all year long. Does that mean that all these negative things are going to happen along the way? No, I don't think so. My one concern is Moody right now. That's who I'm concerned of over offensive line, over wide receiver help, over injuries. I'm concerned about that because, again, this can't be an issue that that we're going to have and it keeps happening and it's not addressed. Please bring a fucking kicker in and challenge this guy, okay? Bring back Greg Jofers. I don't give a shit. Call Robbie Gould on the phone. Get him back in there. Anything. Because this can't be. This can't be. I know the Rams won 14-9. The Cardinals won, I think, correct? Just checking for the division. Let's see. Yeah, they won 20-13. So again, this division is highly overlooked, I think. It's highly underrated too, especially this year where I think you have 3 different teams, us, Arizona, and Seattle, that are not as bad as people expect. Are they going to make a lot of noise? I think we're still the best team in the division. But are those other teams going to make a lot of noise? I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. It really depends. I don't know. But you can't take this division lightly, especially in the divisional games. I mean, I think everyone is going to be at each other's throats for sure. I think it's going to come down to us and the Rams, which I hope it does. But that's a separate issue. Right now, all I'm concerned about is a fucking victory. And I'm really happy for Ricky Pearsall. He balled out. I thought Purdy, other than the second interception, did well. I liked what I saw from McCaffrey. 60 yards and more on the ground. 7 catches. I like the way Juice was used. Kittle, of course. Robinson. Hopefully they'll utilize him some more. And has somebody just mentioned Garando. Yeah. You'll see him in the fold. But other than that, it went the way it went. It went the way it went. Put it this way. Imagine how good this defense has the potential to be when these kids mature a little bit. Because gave up only 13 points. And held the team under 100 yards. I'm happy. Over. I don't even want to talk about it no more. Win's a win. Win's a win. Ends justify the means. And then we go back and we pick up the pieces of all the mistakes we made. But we all know what was going to happen when Saleh came on board, thank God. Defense wins games. When you have a great defensive coordinator, a great few defensive players like a Bosa, like a Demedola, or like a Fred Warner, some other veterans around some young kids, great things happen. So I'm happy. I'm happy. And I know it's only week 1, but a win is a win, baby. And that's all that fucking matters. So fuck Sam Darnold and fuck the Seahawks, okay? Fuck them. Lumen Field. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Like I said, I don't have much, man. I don't got much. I was most impressed by Ricky Pearsall. That is not the same guy. This guy's a player. He's a legit wide receiver. The way he moves, the catches he made, he just looks like a well-seasoned veteran now. And that's so important in your sophomore year. How many wide receivers do we see that do not make that transition, like a Traylon Burks, or, oh my God, there's so many I could mention. And I say this lightly. I know the poor man had a terrible condition with his heart, but even KJ Hamler, who just got cut from Buffalo, they had high expectations for him when they drafted him, but it didn't turn out that way. So, and there's so many wide receivers that in their second and third years just don't turn it on. Pearsall's a player, man. Remember Purdy to Pearsall. Purdy to Pearsall. Purdy to Pearsall. It's a thing. Yes, it is. It's going to be huge. Like I said, I hope that when the trio are at full strength, everything's flowing. I really do. I think there's no reason why it can't be. And other than the second interception that Purdy threw, I thought he had a great game. I loved the way he conducted himself. I loved the way he was under pressure. I loved when he threw the ball away. He's not going to be one of those guys that's not going to be pragmatic about it because he got a bag and because he's been in the league now for a little bit and he has experience. He still plays smart football. And I think that's going to be the most important part about him. But that's not a bad Seattle team, man. Coach McDonald is good. He's going to, they'll win 7 games, 6 games, 8 games, whatever. They won't make the playoffs, but they'll be exactly what they're built to be. They'll be exactly what Sam Darnold is. Not a clutch quarterback, not a great quarterback. A decent quarterback who looks better at times than he really is because of the defense that he has around him and because of the offensive play calling. If you think about it and look at the stats, it wasn't him that did really much at all today. I mean, Najeeba Smith did have a big game, but in the first half, it looked to me that their running game was really coming on. Thank God we got that under control in the second half. So something to build off of, something to feel good about. It's a victory. It's week 1 in the books, baby. A lot of things need to be addressed. A lot of things need to be fixed. First and foremost is Jake Moody. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, Shanahan said post-game that Moody is the kicker no matter what. Look, you got to take that with a grain of salt because if management really wants to move him, they're going to move him. And I really hope they bring in another kicker just to challenge him, which I'm sure they will. If they don't, they should. But a victory is a victory. Special teams needs to clean it up too. Should we make a trade for a kicker or just in general? You could make a trade for a kicker. It's been done before. I don't know what we're looking to get. I mean, there's a lot of good kickers out there. On the free agent market, there's some stuff. There's some players as well. But, look, being perfectly honest, were there things that I felt they didn't address in the draft? Just in general, yeah, I thought they should have addressed the offensive line a little more. I mean, they did draft Colby, but I thought they would have spent another draft pick on another tackle or a guard. They didn't do that. I thought they would have cut ways with Spencer Burford. They didn't do that. I thought that they would have maybe invested in another kicker, which they did for a little bit until they gave the job to Moody. But the only other place I could think of that they would have wanted to do something would have been on the defensive side of the ball, maybe getting another veteran defensive tackle in there if there was one available. But other than that, I have no problem with these young kids, being put in there to be built around a couple of really good players, Lenore, Warner, Bosa. I don't have a problem with that. Bosa looked like the old Bosa today, an unstoppable engine, getting held again. Go back and watch, especially towards the end. getting held. I thought D. Winters played good. I like what I saw out of him. I think that takes the place of Dre Greenlaw, or at least should. So it's a W, man. It's a W. Let's wait and see the injury report that comes out. Let's hope it's nothing catastrophic. And, now it's time to focus on New Orleans. But good win. We got it. We got the W. And that's all that matters. All right, people. Just wanted to do a post game. What a fucking day it's been. What a day, man. Like I said, I'm on the East Coast. Between watching the Jet game, which is stressing the shit out of me, because I have Jet fans in the family. I'm also a diehard Yankee fan, so I was watching that one. And I'm obviously a fucking 49er super duper psycho fanatic my whole life. So, shit. 3 stressful games. But this is the way I expected it to be. I expected it to be a tight game. I knew it wasn't going to be a blowout. I knew we were not going to get blown out. I knew there were going to be bumps along the way. That's the way it's going to be. Like I said, if we can be 12-5, I'll be happy. And when we hit the 9th, now I'll say a little earlier, if we hit the 7th and 8th game of the season and really start to gel, that's where I'd like to see it start to take off. And it should. There's no reason why it shouldn't, man. So, good win, baby. Good win, Niner Faithful. Let's take this one and marinate for a little bit and then get back to the grind this week. I got 3 words for all you 49er fans. 3 words for you red and gold diehard. 3 words for you faithful by the Bay. You ready? Remember these 3 words because I said it about 8 times today. Jake fucking Moody. Oh, man. Look, I hope the kid rebounds. I really do. Do I expect him to be Morton Anderson or Gary Anderson or Fuad Revez? No. But we got to get this shit together. Peace.